Hello, ladies and gents, and welcome to another episode of Cycling Insider. In this episode, let's discuss about the Aero bike from Scott, and this time it's gonna be 2022 Scott Foil RC20 bike. But before we start, if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe and hit that little like button because it's gonna help in growing the channel. And of course, if you are already a subscriber, then definitely thank you. So, as I was saying, Scott Foil RC20 Aero road bike. So first we can answer the question, who is this bike for? So you see, Scott Foil platform is all about aero road bikes. So aerodynamically optimize the frame and the fork and some other smaller components. So basically, if you are interested in going as fast as possible in a straight line, you want minimum drag on your bike, then definitely you should consider Scott Foil range. Also, you know, Scott Foil was one of the first aerodynamically optimized bike, like heavily aerodynamically optimized bikes. We also have to talk about the retail price of this bike. You see, the retail price is $5,800. So definitely not a cheap price. It's on the higher level, but we'll see when we dive into the specifications what do you really get for your hard-earned money, and at the end I will give my opinion. Do I have any special complaints about this bike? Immediately I can notice one thing, that although the retail price is $5,800, considering the paint scheme on this bike, unfortunately there is only one paint scheme to choose from. This is beautiful, this metallic green with a hint of silver and black, but I truly believe that Scott should have offered at least another paint scheme for this bike, since, as I say, the retail price is $5,800. So let's dive in, let's check the specifications of this bike, and let's really see what are you gonna get for your hard-earned money. As always, we can kick off with the frame and the fork on this bike. So you see, the frame is the carbon fiber, HMF carbon fiber frame, and the fork is the HMX carbon fiber fork. When it comes to this foil range, this combination of HMF carbon fiber fork and HMX carbon fiber fork and HMF carbon fiber frame, it's a standard combination, and this is, top of the line creme de la creme that you can get in this Scott foil range. Keep in mind that this carbon fiber frame and the fork, of course, are ready for the internal cable routing, flat mount disc brakes, and 12mm through axles, both front and the back. And also this frame is going to come with a press fit bottom bracket, although this press fit bottom bracket is going to be from SRAM dub standard. Also, I have to mention here that the warranty on a carbon fiber frame from Scott is 5 years, while the warranty on the fork is only 2 years. So just keep that in mind. I mean, I wish that Scott in the future would move to the lifetime warranty, because they are such a big company and they definitely know what they are doing with the carbon fiber frames and the forks. But for now, 5 years for the carbon fiber frame, 2 years for the fork. Now let's talk about the Groupset on this bike, because this is definitely one of the highlights. So the full Groupset on the bike is SRAM Rival E-Tap Access. So this is a wireless Groupset, so everything from the shifters, front mech and rear mech. This is a 12-speed Groupset, and all the components, so shifters, front mech and the rear mech, communicate wirelessly with each other. You can set up everything through SRAM's own app, so basically no cables. It's a very clean look, and this is what you technically want for your aerodynamically optimized low drag bike. As I said, this is a 12-speed system, so 12-speed cassette, 2 chainrings at the front. SRAM Rival E-Tap wireless Groupset should work perfectly fine. From everything I've seen and read, as I say, perfectly fine, no problems here. I definitely have no special complaints. Now let's talk about the crankset on this bike. So the crankset is the SRAM Rival crankset, and this iteration is 48-35 chainrings. In case this 48-35 chainrings are not enough for you, or you want to change it in the future, you can always choose another combination, which is 46-33 chainrings. A classical aluminum chainring material, and as I say, this is compatible for the 12-speed Groupset. When it comes to the bottom bracket set, this is a SRAM dub press fit bottom bracket, 86.5 millimeters. Just keep in mind that there has been, some reports that this SRAM dub press fit bottom bracket system can develop more creaking noises than certain Shimano press fit systems. So just keep that in mind, because technically you are a bit stuck with this system because of the SRAM's own proprietary, crankset bottom bracket design. When it comes to the chain on this bike, they didn't cut corners here, so you will get a superb SRAM rival chain. Absolutely fine, no problems here. And even in the future, when you destroy this chain, I would definitely stick with the SRAM chains just because of the compatibility with the cassette and the chain rings. Speaking about the cassette, on this bike you are getting a SRAM rival XG 1250 cassette, and this is 1030 cassette, so 12-speed cassette, and as I said, 1030 chain rings, and at the front you also have 4835. So as you see, it's definitely geared towards going as fast as possible, not so much, climbing steep mountains. But let's say in the future, once when you destroy this cassette, you want to replace it, you definitely have to keep in mind that although this SRAM rival cassette is absolutely, beautiful piece of design, the retail price is going to be 125 euros or approximately, 125 US dollars. Just keep that in mind. So definitely it's not a cheap part to replace in the future. And also you have an option between 1030 cassette or 1036. Personally, I would upgrade to this 1036 cassette in the future, just because it's going to give you so much more range in the gearing, and if you want to climb some steep mountains, it's just going to be so much better. Braking system on the bike is done with the hydraulic disc brakes from SRAM, of course SRAM rival hydraulic disc brakes with 160mm braking rotors front and the back. And these are the SRAM Paceline rotors, expecting them to work perfectly fine. Heat dissipation should be very good, but as always keep in mind that if you are moving from the Shimano hydraulic disc brakes, you will definitely feel some difference the way SRAM hydraulic disc brakes are set up and the feeling in them, but the braking performance definitely isn't affected, so I'm expecting a good heat dissipation from this 160mm braking rotors front and the back. Now we come to the handlebar and the seat post on this bike, and since this is a heavily aerodynamically optimized bike, you will have a Synchros Creston one-piece handlebar and the stem. It is a carbon fiber piece, which is of course superb, but it is a one-piece handlebar and the stem. So in the future, if you want to replace this piece, it's a proprietary piece, so your options are definitely limited. And also, if you need some fine-tuning of your position of the bike, that won't be possible because of this one-piece handlebar and the stem. So, as you are probably aware, a lot of bike manufacturers are doing this one-piece handlebar stem just because it's better for aerodynamic properties, low drag, but then you have to pay the price in proprietary parts in the future and also setting up your position on the bike. Let's talk about seat and the seat post. So the seat is a simple Synchros Belcara seat. I'm not so worried about this. If you like it, great. If you don't like it, it's easy to replace because seats are always a personal preference. And when it comes to the seat post, you will get the carbon fiber Aero seat post from Synchros. Perfectly fine. It's going to soak up a lot of road bumps, and this is what you need. Now let's talk about the wheelset on this bike. Definitely another little highlight on this bike is the wheelset. So this is a Synchros own production, Synchros Capital 1.0 disc wheelset. And if we dive a bit deeper into this wheelset, you will see that this is a carbon fiber wheelset, so a carbon fiber rim, 50mm rim height, and nicely 21mm inner rim width. When it comes to the hubs on these wheels, they are from Synchros, so front and rear hub, and 12mm through axles, both front and the back. And I will just mention that the rear hub has a 6-pole system with 78 tooth, so it should work perfectly fine. I'm not expecting any problems with these hubs. Also, this wheelset is tubeless ready. You can turn it into a tubeless wheelset. Of course, you will need to provide your own tubeless tape and the tubeless valves and tubeless tires, but it is ready. Also, the total weight of this carbon fiber wheelset is 1,634 grams, so this is, pretty light in my book, and definitely I have no special complaints about this wheelset. This wheelset is wrapped in Schwalbe 1 race guard tires, and the good thing here is that Scott has included 28mm tires front and the back. So I really like this because 28mm tire will give you so much more air volume inside, and your ride is going to be so much more smoother than, for example, using a 25mm tire. So I would always opt for 28mm tires whenever you can fit them inside the frame. Now when we speak about the total bike weight, this is 8.2 kilograms, but I'm guessing 8.2 kilograms in some size 54. Usually, majority of the sales will probably be size 56 or 58, so this bike is probably going to be closer to 8.5 kilograms in some size like 56 or 58. So you see, definitely it is not a light bike, but this is not the point of this bike. All these aerodynamically optimized bikes with deep dish carbon fiber wheels and also this SRAM rival Groupset, everything contributes to this approximately 8.5 kilograms bike weight. So in a summary, considering the retail price of $5,800, do I have any special complaints about this bike? I don't have any special complaints. I will just mention that you need to be aware of a few little details. First thing is that this integrated carbon fiber handlebar stem, as I said, be aware that in the future, if it needs replacing, your choices are limited, and also setting up the position on the bike might be a bit limited. And also keep in mind that when it comes to this cassette, SRAM Rival XG1250 cassette, once when you need to replace it, it will cost you around $120, 125 euros, so just keep that in mind that it's a pricey item in the future. Except from these two small details, I mean, they have really done a good job on this Scott Foil RC20 bike, and with this $5,800 price, it is a pretty competitive price out there on the market for this type of the Aero road bikes with carbon fiber wheels and a full wireless group set. So this is what it is, definitely not a cheap bike, but this is kind of now the standard bike prices for this type of the bike. I truly believe that they will sell a lot of them, and it's going to be a very popular aerodynamically optimized bike. So all in all, I think this is going to be it for today. As always, I will see you soon in the next episode, and as always, Pura Vida.